Right, we're looking at rounding to a given number of decimal places in this tutorial. So I've got that table again that you might recognise from rounding to whole numbers. I'm going to write that number in there, so that's 6.37, and it says I want to round to one decimal place. Now, decimal places start after the decimal point, so this is the first, this is the second. I want to round at that point, so I'm going to draw a line there. Now, as before, we're looking at the number after that, so the 6 isn't going to change in this case. Alright, so it's 6 point, and then the 3, whether that stays the same or rounds up is determined by the 7. Now, the 7 is 5 or more, so the 3 is going to round up to a 4. Okay, right, so there we go. Now, like I say, it's the same principles as when we were rounding before. So, round 82, so I'm going to use the table, 82.3647. That says to 2 decimal places, so I need to count 1, 2, so I'm going to be rounding at that point. Alright, now the 6 is followed by a 4, so that's less than 5, isn't it? So we do 82.36. Alright, so one decimal place where there's one number remaining after the decimal point here. So one number, one decimal place. 2 decimal places means there's 2 numbers. I end up with 2 numbers after the decimal point. Okay, here we go. So I'll rub all that out again. And then we're going to get into we're going to get into the last one, which is 769.98. Now again, we're rounding to one decimal place, so I'm going to be rounding at this point. Now we've seen stuff like this before where it has a sort of knock-on effect, doesn't it? So the 9 has got to round up because it's followed by an 8 here, so that rounds up to a 10. Alright, now because that rounds up to a 10, this rounds up to a 10, and the 1 carries over, doesn't it? Okay, that rounds that up to a 10, that's a 10, and that carries over, and that'd be a 7 and a 7. So I've still got to write it as 0.0, okay, one number after the decimal point because it's one decimal place, right? But it has a sort of knock-on effect like we've seen before.